Good afternoon, everybody. We are approaching the end of our sessions this semester, but yeah, this is a session designed by Dr. Nahid Farrag for undergraduate students. To let you know a little bit about Dr. Nahid, she holds a PhD in English language and literature. She further specialized in studying computer-assisted language learning at Oregon University in the U.S. Now, building on this academic foundation, she has dedicated over 25 years, mashallah, to teaching a diverse range of courses, including English literature, English for specific purposes, English for academic purposes, and IELTS preparation, both at universities in Egypt, the UAE, and KSA. Alongside her extensive, mashallah, teaching career, she possesses significant experience in academic writing, instruction, editing, and the revision of academic papers and theses. Furthermore, her scholarly contributions include um, translating the concise Oxford Dictionary of Linguistics and co-translating the Oxford Dictionary of Literary Terms, mashallah, complementing her academic and pedagogical work. She is also deeply interested in academic accreditation and student activities, mashallah. So without further ado, please, Dr. Nahid, kindly begin your presentation. It is a session that we're really looking forward to. Um, I turn the mic over to you, Dr. Nahid.
Thank you very much, Ms. Dua, for the introduction. And forgive me, I was too enthusiastic to start. I forgot about this introduction. First of all, welcome to this session. I think we are approaching the end of this academic year. And I would like to pinpoint a very important note here. This session is directed to undergraduate students. So in language, in material, in preparation, it addresses the undergraduate student, okay? We're going to handle the art of comparison, how to write an effective compare and contrast essay. First of all, I would like to ask a question. Why do we need to write a comparison essay? What for? Do you have an answer? Why do I have to compare two things, two ideas, two items, two cars, two animals, two places, whatever? Why do we need to compare? To find the differences. Great, Khulud. Excellent. Okay. So we compare to find the differences, to know which is best. Okay, Samer, Dr. Soha, to be able to evaluate. Yes, to find a judgment in the end, maybe. And to find the similarities. Yes, Abdul Karim, good. Faris, right. To see and find the similarities and differences. Okay, Faris, you're right. So, writing such a paragraph requires a mental process. You need to what? To think, to evaluate before you write and after you end your essay. So let's start with this presentation. I'll just write down the objectives. I want everyone to be clear about this objective. As I told you, this lecture is designed in language and material to address the undergraduate student. Okay. First of all, what are the objectives? Okay, by the end of this lecture, students are expected to identify the structure of compare and contrast essays. When I say structure, means a beginning, a middle, and an end. We need
Excuse
to
me, Dr. Suhad.
differentiate.
Dr. Nahid. Are
Yes.
the slides moving? Oh, now they're moving. Okay, thank you. Okay,
Okay. Should
thank
I
you.
keep this mode?
Um, yeah, sure, but it's not, it might not be very clear for people, so maybe we do presentation mode?
Okay. Do you want me
Oh,
to wait a little bit?
no, you don't have to.
Should I keep going on?
Yes, yes, please, continue.
Okay. But if the presentation is not moving, let me know.
Absolutely, yes, okay.
Hassan writes, in order to know the advantages and the disadvantages of both, okay, in a way, you're going to build a judgment in the end. That's good, Hassan. Also, we need to compare, to identify, compare, and contrast signal words. So we will, by the end of this lecture, we will identify the structure of the essay. We will differentiate between block and alternating method. Alternating methods, maybe we have another word for this, stating point by point. Also, we need to identify, compare, and contrast signal words. What do you mean by signal words? What is meant by signal words? Signal words. When I compare or make a contrast, I need to use certain words. So we should learn these words and be keen to use them. Again, I'm repeating myself. The target audience here are the undergraduate students. Ms. Dua, I'm going to switch to the presentation mode. If there is a problem here, Bravo, Jenan Fayyad, yes. We need words like on the other hand, transition words, yes. Abdul Karim, good. Abdul Karim also says we can use conjunctions. Okay. Of course, Mr. Zafir, there will be certificates, sure. What is the purpose of comparison and contrast essays? We contrast to highlight the differences between two subjects, right? And also, comparisons outline both similarities and differences, like Abdul Karim said, between two subjects. Great. Tehani Abul Wafa says, Ms. Tehani says, we need this to differentiate. Perfect. Such kind of essays demonstrates how two subjects which appear dissimilar could be similar in some way. In the end, instead of being judgmental, you can be also informational. You can give information in an organized way. What is compare and contrast essay again? It's an essay that analyzes the similarities, meaning to compare, and differences, meaning to highlight contrasts, okay, between two or more subjects. Again, to wrap up the purpose, to understand each subject better. So the main target here is to understand and form a meaningful connection between each part or each subject presented, or provide distinctions to show you the differences. Okay, so we need this to formulate an opinion by the end of the day. Okay, how do I prepare to write a comparison and contrast essay? I need your help here. How do I prepare? I'm going to compare, for example, two cars, maybe two cities. What should I do at the very beginning? What should I do? Number one, it starts with V. Draw a Venn diagram, okay? After you draw this diagram, you need to brainstorm. Brainstorming here means to bring all the characteristics related to these two subjects. You need to be clear about the points to be identified. Which ones are relevant, which ones are irrelevant. Also, you need to establish a dominant idea. Let us focus on a certain idea. After examining the, let us say, minor points of similarities and differences. Actually, this is the basis of the comparison and contrast essay. In the end, we select those points which we need to handle. We don't have to take each and every point related to our topic. Be sure these traits or characteristics are subject to the purpose. As Rabia says, we need a kind of mind mapping. I love this word, mapping. Actually, I love math, so this word goes with our objective. Okay, here is our dear Venn diagram. We need to draw the differences on the left and on the right. In the middle, we need to jot down the similar aspects. Look at this.
Dr. Nahid, I'm sorry to interrupt,
Yes.
but could you please put the slides on presentation more? Because, yeah, the slides weren't moving.
Okay, خلاص. I will stick to this one.
Okay.
And I've tried to make it a little bit. I didn't expect. Okay. Anyway, this is a good lesson for me. I should have uploaded to the lecture itself. Here we have the Venn diagram. Okay, and it has these two bars on the extremes. We can jog here the differences, and in the middle we can write down the similarities. I'm not sure where. Okay, they are here. Look at this example. This is a traditional comparison between traditional learning and online learning. We can jot down here the differences on both sides and keep the similarities in the middle part. You can write down many points, but you don't have to deal with them all. Just select the ones which are relevant to your work. Now we are established regarding the points we are going to handle. What about the beginning? We need to start with Mr. Asil says he cannot hear anybody else. I'm not sure what does he want. Okay, any problem with the sound?
No, Dr. Dr. Nahid, everything is working. If anybody has an issue with the audio, please refresh your browser.
Okay. Mr. Asir says he's present from the very beginning, but he cannot hear anything. So could you please, Mr. write down in the chat box if someone cannot hear the voice, they can refresh the session. Thank you very much. We need to start with the writing the thesis statement. Okay, what do you mean by thesis statement? Thesis statement. We need to state from the very beginning, what are we going to do? Okay. Your thesis statement should reflect the existence of similarities and differences, and also you need to highlight these two subjects from the very beginning. Try to make your thesis statement strong from the very beginning, and avoid using weak thesis statement. Like, for example,
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام.
لو سمحتي يا دكتورة، هذه ايش هذه الدورة؟
This is about writing compare and contrast essay. This session is directed towards the undergraduate students. Any other questions?
Is there a certificate?
Yes,
or
sure.
not?
Yes, there will be a certificate. It will be sent to you after the session. Any more questions?
Kindly use your chat box to post any questions. I'm sorry, Dr. Nahid. Please continue your session.
Okay. Okay, let's go back to our presentation, and thank you for your question. If I start like this, they're both somewhat alike and somewhat different. Actually, this is a weak one. If I say both of them involve only a single similarity and no differences, of course, this is not a strong thesis statement. The purpose of compare and contrast essay, again, is to highlight the key similarities or differences, to help readers make informed decisions. If I compare between two cars, for example, maybe by the end of this essay, you will decide on buying this one and not that one. This kind of essay deepens understanding of the topics, since you can see black and white together. Also, as we said, we have a practical critical thinking and organizational skills by the end. When should I use a compare and contrast essay? Maybe we can use them in literature when we compare characters, themes, texts, in history topics, maybe in science when we compare two animals or two kinds of creatures. Remember in your unlock book, the whale shark and the tiger shark? We have a lesson in our science track like that. Everyday decisions depend on choosing between two products or lifestyles, right? So compare and contrast essay in this aspect is going to be useful. Now, we have dealt with the importance and characteristics and parts of a compare and contrast essay. Now we move to the organization of this essay. Should I use block or alternating arrangements? What is meant by block? The block method treats all the elements for each subject separately. For example, I'm going to compare between a Ferrari and a Toyota. I'll mention everything about Ferrari, then go to Toyota. Okay, this is a block. So each one is completely separate from the other. The other method is called alternating. Here, we treat each element with respect to each subject sequentially. If your comparison is short, it's better to use a block method. Let's have an example. Okay. Again, if the comparison is short, use a block method. We have two paragraphs. If it is a longer one, it's better to use the alternating. Here we have a comparison between Ferrari and Toyota. If it is a block method, please write two paragraphs. Paragraph number 2 and 3 is the body paragraphs. One for Ferrari, you will handle price, mileage, maintenance. And the other for Toyota, you will deal with price, mileage, and maintenance. Okay, what should we use when we deal with such a method? I mean, how can we arrange it? As you see here, the introduction, the introductory paragraph contains a hook, a background information, and a thesis statement. Second one will be about Ferrari. Here we jog everything related to Ferrari. Then third one will treat or deal with Toyota. Here I chose Corolla. You'll mention everything related to price, mileage, and maintenance. In the end, you need to conclude and emphasize the major ties. So what? We need to evaluate, and in the end, you have to end up with writing your own opinion or a clincher. The paragraph organization, if I use the alternating method, I'm going to be writing point-wise. Price, I'll mention Ferrari, then Toyota. Mileage, I'll deal with Ferrari, then I'll deal with Toyota. Then maintenance, I'll mention what I know about Ferrari, then I'll write what I know about Toyota. The outline will be like this: price, these two, mileage, these two, maintenance. In the end, we have this wrap up. Okay, what are the main rules? We have still some rules we need to follow. Is it okay if I write, let us say, a 10-line paragraph about Toyota and just 3-line paragraph about Ferrari? What do I have to follow here? I have to deal with both subjects equally. When I say equally, I mean equally in the literal meaning of the word. We need to discuss the same elements. Okay, it's a kind of mathematical presentation. Okay. Then don't mix block and alternating. Stick to one method. Also, focus on a clear purpose to achieve. What is my target? What do I want in the end? What do I want to state? So be clear about your objective. You need to use indicators. What kind of indicators? Words that indicate whether we have a compare or contrast paragraph. Let us check these indicators. Okay, and I'll give it a try to put it in the presentation mode. If there are any problems, let me know. Is the presentation clear?
Right now, it's not on presentation mode. It's on editing mode.
Okay,
You
خلاص.
have to
I'll
click
skip to
the icon at the bottom.
I did, but
Maybe
خلاص.
there's a glitch with the app. It's okay.
Okay, okay,
We'll
no problem.
continue this
As
way.
long as people can see the presentation, it's okay. I just wanted to present these moves, flying, words. Okay, no problem.
Maybe you could put the one up there after on the left, on
Is
the upper
every
right left hand.
I did, but it's not.
It's not working.
Never mind. I'll go back to the edited mode, and that's it. No problem. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay. Examples of indicators like or signal words to compare. The measure word which we use a lot also as, in the same way, like, likewise, similarly, A to comparable to B, equally, in addition. So these ones are indicators that we are going to have a comparison. Okay. What if we're going to have a contrast? We have these indicators or signal words to show contrast, like although, but, even though, however. On the other hand, otherwise, yet, still, conversely, as opposed to, different from, or whereas. Let's be careful about the use of these words because we need to be aware of punctuation. For example, if I use but, okay, I have to write a comma before. If I use yet, I have to follow it with a comma. So it's very important to know the relevant punctuation connected to these signal words. And now we're going to have a few tips related to writing a compare and contrast essay. If we have an example like comparing online versus in-person classes, or comparing two animals like cats and dogs as pets, or comparing two types of cars or two cities, we need to follow these steps for writing. First of all, choose your subjects carefully. Okay, use a strong and clear topic sentence from the very beginning. Each paragraph should start with a clear topic sentence. We have to resort to balance. يعني balance, what is meant by balance? توازن. The discussion of both subjects. If you're going to handle 3 points here, you need to deal with the same 3 points with the other element. Be careful, we need the transition words to make movement between sentences smooth. Sure, once you are done with your writing, you need to revise and edit. Okay. We have some common mistakes to avoid. If you list some facts without analysis, this is not going to be helpful. You list a fact and write a comment or analysis related to the fact. Focusing only on one subject, this is going to be against the balance. You need to Focus on both with the same strength and length. Your thesis statement should be clear. By the way, we write a thesis statement at the very beginning, and we write a thesis statement, one thesis statement for the comparing paragraph, and another thesis statement for the contrasting paragraph. Be careful, it's important to use transitions. We have a practice activity. Let us see what are, if you choose a topic, you can brainstorm and decide on 3 similarities and 3 differences, and choose a structure, block or alternating structure if it suits you. Here I have, this is the classical comparison between tiger shark and whale shark. I think you got something like that in your books related to science track. This is the tiger shark and this is the whale shark. So we have some kind of this comparison. I would like you to highlight the words or transition words showing similarities or differences. Okay, let's start with this paragraph, the one on the left. Does it handle similarities or differences? I need one word. Similarities or differences?
Doctora, we didn't see
Yes.
anything, just a black screen. We didn't see your explanation.
The slides are there. Could you please refresh your web page?
Rawan Mujahid says similarities. If you can't see the screen, please refresh your page. Sayyida Amber, similarities. Rawan. Okay. Thank you very much. Asil says similarity. Thank you, Asil. Afnan, yes. Definitely all of you are right. The first one focuses on similarities. What are the keywords which gave you this impression? What are the keywords? Okay. As you see here, we used a word like this. Okay, let me escape this mode. Okay, we have the word common. Okay, we have both. Like other shocks, like, so I'm connecting both of them to the whole species. In the same way, okay, and in the end, both are strong. So first paragraph is dealing with similarities. Logically, the second paragraph is going to deal with differences. I need to connect the second paragraph to the first paragraph. I start with a connecting sentence. Despite these similarities, tiger sharks and whale sharks are quite different. Now, the thesis statement here is connecting the second paragraph to the first one. In the meantime, I think this is a strong thesis statement. What does it mean? Now we're going to handle differences. While the tiger shark is fast and aggressive predator, the whale shark is a gentle giant that feeds on tiny plankton. What about this? unlike the tiger shock. Okay, have a look at the comma, be careful. Using transition words is not going to be successful unless you are able to use a proper punctuation. Punctuation here is going to be fatal if it's not followed. Okay, where are the other differences? Yes, another signal word, in contrast. In contrast, comma, tiger sharks are much smaller, grown up to 14 feet, whereas another signal word showing differences, whereas whale sharks can reach lengths of 40 feet or more. Whereas could be in the middle, could be used also at the very beginning of a sentence. Another signal word showing differences, however. Okay, so I will be grateful if you use these signal words when you make similarities or show similarities or highlight differences. Okay, I need your help to jot down these words. How can we arrange these words? I need to insert the proper vocabulary related to comparison here. First one, okay, I need to look at your chat. Number one, both. Okay, number two. Okay, it's easy. The arrangement will help you. Number two. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. دعاء. يعني ما شاء الله, you're doing great help to me. Look, I'll help you all. The arrangement, yes. So you got me. Actually, this is an easy arrangement because they are logically following the words organized at the top. Yes. Exactly. As you see here, these vocabulary are used in such a way, and they are arranged to show you that they are inserted in an organized way. I don't want to make a challenge, but it's just a way to see the difference between similarity and contrast words. Okay. We have a similar exercise here. Using signal words conveying contrast, like while, in contrast, whereas, unlike. Okay, so for example, do we have time? I think inshallah we're not going to be late. We need to insert these words in the correct space. Okay, which one is going to be at the very beginning? Yes, Sarah. In contrast, number two. Number one, while. Definitely, you're right. Number three. What about number three? Tutors are commonly used for daily driving and family trips, whereas unlike Ferraris, which are very expensive and rare, tutors are more budget friendly. Yes, and easy to find. Okay, so I think we are, yes. I'm sorry. However, I forgot to write however in the previous slide. However, both brands are respected respected for their quality and in different ways. I just want to move to the the end of our essay should have a conclusion, right? The conclusion must restate your main idea. You need to write down your idea again, but in a different phrasing. You need to make a summary and leave a lasting impression. Let your words be remembered. Use a nice phrasing, a proper way to state your thoughts in a way to be remembered. We have transition phrases to wrap up our ideas. You need to use to sum up, to conclude. In comparing and contrasting X and Y, it's evident that, or we come to the conclusion that, considering the similarities and differences between X and Y, this and this, or we come to the conclusion that and that. I need to mention more tips. They're a little bit far away from compare and contrast. You need to master the grammar related to the language of comparison. What do I mean by the word grammar? Mainly comparative and superlative adjectives. I mean the difference between short adjective and long adjective. For example, I should say, for example, more beautiful. I cannot say beautifuler, okay? So you need to master the grammar relevant to comparative and superlative adjectives. Make sure you can use compound sentences. It's better to use sentences with and, but, because, and the rest of the signal words. Okay? Simple sentences, jogged one after the other, look like bricks without cement. You need to practice transitional words and connectives. It's a matter of practice. Finally, or before the end of our points, let's still exemplify. I love giving examples. Use the word for example. For instance, one example is, it's better to visualize. Let me see what you write. Make my mind imagine what you say. Use a variety of adjectives related to the senses. Involve your readers and stir their imagination. Be careful of punctuation. It's a fatal weapon. If misused or not used, it's a fatal weapon. Finally, keep an eye on balance. What do you mean by balance? Balance. توازن. Don't talk much on one point or one aspect and ignore the other, or underrated. I mean, keep an equal eye on both. Finally, what did we learn today? Just give me one word you learned today. One word. Rowan says she needs the slides. Okay. Shazia says she got the word compare and contrast is format. Okay. Faris, contrast, similarities, أصيل. Tehani, transition words. I would like to leave you with something stuck to your mind. Okay. By the way, I'm ready to correct 10 essays. This is my email. I will correct the first 10 essays, not all of them, to be honest. I will correct first 10 essays you sent to me. and I'll return them to you, inshallah. This is my email. If you write an essay, if you are a student and you wrote an essay, you want to check it, or you want me to have an eye on it, just send it to me to this email. I'll receive 10. I'll take the first 10 only, to be honest. Okay. Finally, okay, just for you, let them be 15 essays, the first 15 only. Okay. Send me any question you need. This email, يا أصيل, for the ones who write an essay and they want me to have a look at it. Okay. Yes, if someone has an essay, send it to me. But to be honest, on first 15 only. Thank you. Now, do you have any question? If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you, Dr. Nahid. Such an amazing session.